what is your opinion on the Fed just in general? Do you think they're doing the right thing here, or is that something that you have an opinion on? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I think they're in a hard place. So obviously the build-up of the massive debt levels during the free money, free cash, cheap cash period that was COVID-19, so March 2020 onwards, historically low interest rates, cash was abundant, and that was with the real purpose to get people out of trouble. But I think that the market took it a little bit too far, and you're seeing that with the asset bubbles everywhere. You see crypto, you see equities, you see house prices, the cost of everyday living. Perhaps that was taken a little bit too far, and that transitory period where Jerome Powell was adamant that inflation was transitory wasn't so. And I think maybe then they should have started to consider that inflation was persistent and it wasn't going to turn around, but they left it a little bit too long, and now we're paying for that. So, yeah, the reason that they exist is to avoid monetary disasters, like central bank disasters, economic disasters like recessions. So I think they'll do everything that they can to tighten as quick as possible, but without having too much of an effect on everyday living and the cost of living.
Do you figure that their main mandate right now then is to deal with inflation first and then support equity prices second?
Yeah, definitely. And I guess it's just whether they take into account that, the everyday person, it's just a hard place to be, because I think even in Australia, like mortgages are at all-time highs. Like every man and his dog is getting mortgages. So servicing that debt is going to become so much harder when they start raising rates. So they've got to take that into consideration, and no doubt they are. So it's just that fine line. Do they push it too far and make it, impossible to live for people, and you have to sell your homes, and that leads to recession, and, growth goes, down in a downward spiral. So it's balancing that growth scenario with that inflation, like the growth of it's, using these financial terms, you can get them mixed. So growth being, the growth of the overall economy, getting that stabilized to a point where we're not going backwards and causing a recession, but we're still enabling people to service their debt, enabling institutions to service their debt without capitulating. So I think that's what they're trying to do at the moment. And, I'm no expert in how they're going to do that, but I'll just follow the data until I can spot moments where inflation looks to have topped, and then you can start to form a thesis from there. But at the moment, it doesn't look like inflation has really topped.